Hey, do you want to give me an episode number that I was probably in?
I think you started appearing in episode 11.
Yeah, and then I
I
appeared in
don't.
episode
I don't
13.
have the. I don't have the episodes that go with the sessions memorized. But you started with episode 11. I know that much.
I just told him to go episode 11 onward.
Yeah, because from then on, there were some
did
sessions that only had you and some sessions that only had Desmo, and Luigi kind of sporadically jumped around. So
Yeah, I did miss a couple if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
apparently your new
Although
video.
I would recommend that people getting into the Modern Moderation series like start at the beginning or close to the beginning at least, since
started
there are a
episode
lot
11.
of
The
running
first
jokes
session was
and
kind of crap.
there are a lot of running jokes and gags that they're not gonna get if they just jump in right about now.
Let's just jump into it. Oh, why did they keep referencing Luigi's house being burned down? That never happened. Except it fucking did. You didn't watch it, you stupid jackass.
When did they have an arena battle?
Well,
When did
that's
they go to
relatively
Twilight-
new, so...
When did they go to the Twilight Forest? That never happened.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's that low-quality banner I used to use. Once I upgraded it, people started watching the series. Too bad that was around episode, what, 60? That I finally got a that I finally redrew that stupid banner to not be super blurry, even though it's on a thumbnail, so how are you even able to tell?
Well, to be fair, the last time we went to the Twilight Forest, we did forget to record.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Yeah,
check
which is why I'm in this landmark that I'm lost in. It would probably help if I started putting torches. Oh, good lord! It would probably help if I started putting torches down so the journey map would remember where I've been. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. So I have some
I gotta
clue
go.
where I've gone.
I'll fucking be back, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, that was sudden.
Oof. He actually was called away to go assassinate someone.
No, I have to go cook dinner because apparently I'm the only one that could cook.
We were just talking about The Sims earlier and starting house fires in the kitchen, and
Oh god. Well, don't burn your house down. And if you're gonna burn anyone's house down, make sure it's in Minecraft and make sure that it's cheese balls. Because I don't want my
the
house burning
second
down
story
again.
is built out of stone and glass. How do you expect to do that? Okay, well,
We
this
can
is
just
a
burn down the
complete
first
dead end.
story.
I've just gone down. Oh, I hear it. It's storming outside again. It's so weird. I live in California. We've had rain pretty consistently over the past 2 weeks. What the fuck is going on? Okay, so I've just basically been down a huge tunnel that goes nowhere. I wonder if I've gotten lost. Also, at the same time, I need to switch this out for that. So I have torches pulled. Stop sliming me. Okay, so pretty much this is a dead end. I need to stop going here, because this is nowhere. Block it up. And yeah, I'm using power of flight in the Twilight Forest. I'm not flying around the landmark, and I'm not going to cheat the Dark Tower either. I'm just using it to make it a little easier on myself.
Okay.
Okay, stop running around. Ha! He got killed by my repel thing from Britannia. I don't know if I've gone over.
I thought of a joke I could make.
Was that the joke? Was leaving the call the joke?
Oh gosh.
That's not a joke, that's mean.
Well, I guess it's just the two of us now. This time the
Desmo
damage
hasn't
lot
gotten
warriors.
back yet. He kind of logged off without warning.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. I think he's more concerned about this thing that he wrote.
Gone on an advertising campaign for something I didn't even know he did.
I mean, like, he wrote and published a book, like,
Yeah, I know
more than
he's
a year
written and
ago.
published books. It's just, I don't think I've heard of this one thing in particular.
Yeah.
Like, back when he had, I think it was right before he left for his mission trip.
Yeah, like,
For
I
his
remember
church,
hearing
he had
about
written, he had published a book. I think that was for his senior project, actually. Oh, what was it? It started with a P and it was slightly misspelled. Psy something, I want to say it was? Psy... if he was here,
Yeah.
he would know.
Yeah.
God damn it, what was the name of that book? I don't remember. I'm sorry, Desmo. I had plans to buy that book at one point, and I don't even remember the name anymore. I'm a shameful friend. Blacklist me. Block me on Twitter.
Okay. Nah, I'm kidding.
Well, I was telling Desmo to block me on Twitter. You have no excuse to.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like there aren't too many people I've blocked, but like, some of the people I've blocked, I can't even remember why I blocked.
There are a
Like-
couple people who followed me that looked really sketchy, and I blocked them at one point.
Well, when I first started, there were some accounts that just looked far too lewd, and so I immediately blocked them. I try to
I
block.
think that might have been the case with a couple of accounts where
Yeah.
they just were dressed
Yeah,
really raunchily. That's not the word, but you get what I mean.
I hate. Yeah,
And
I
I was
hate
just
that.
like, no thank you.
I hate when
if you're,
Twitter
if you're looking
profiles
for
with-
that out of me, no thank. I'm not that desperate.
I hate when Twitter profiles with avatars like that try to post something wholesome because it just kind of ruins the post.
Yeah, I just investigated the account. They only had a couple tweets that were like, yeah, I get it. You're trying to proselytize yourself over Twitter. I'm not buying into that. So I'm just gonna block you because I don't want
Yeah.
you thinking that I'm gonna fall for that.
And then there are some people that say stuff that I actually find really offensive, so I'm just like, okay, we're done. And then half the time when somebody posts something really inappropriate, like, somebody retweets hentai, I will block whatever account they retweeted. And if somebody starts posting hentai themselves, like, that's a huge problem.
Well,
So,
I remember. I think it was Seth saying something about like somebody he was mutuals with started defending something really garbage. Like I think I don't want to say exactly what it was because I don't remember. But yeah, he basically just said I don't know how to feel about that mutual anymore.
yeah. Well, or somebody else needs to talk to. My opinion of them's changed quite a bit after some shit they pulled a while back. But I'm not gonna mention any names.
Yeah, let's not be shit talking people on a YouTube video about freaking Minecraft.
Yeah, because like I don't really
not
want to be
gonna
starting.
give
I don't
people
want to
who
be
diss the
starting any
Minecraft
drama.
community
Like
any-
I hate getting involved in any drama. That's part of the reason when it comes to like political shit and controversial opinions. I usually stay away from those topics. Usually don't say anything. Because like
Here's
I
a
know somebody's
controversial
gonna be-
opinion. Super Paper Mario wasn't that bad of a game.
Yeah, like It would be more. It would be more controversial if you said Sticker Star wasn't that bad
But
because
Sticker Star is bad, and there's no arguing that.
I mean, like very few people I've seen have actually liked Sticker Star. From what I've seen, Super Paper Mario, like general reception was mixed, but overall it's been received a lot
Desmond's
better.
favorite Paper Mario game, actually.
Overall, it's received a lot better than the newer Paper Mario stuff. Although I hear the writing in Color Splash is actually really good.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, and I was just like, maybe if I see it at a good deal, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But just like
And,
a lot of
yeah,
the other stuff about Color Splash, I didn't quite like.
Super Paper Mario, yeah, it's good. It's one of those games that actually changes the series and it actually works, in my opinion.
It works, and it's different, and I kind of wish they just went back to Thousand Year Door style after that.
Yeah, well, I heard they originally wanted to do that, but Miyamoto has bad ideas every now and then.
He's against story.
Well, and I watched a video about stories in Paper Mario games, and Super Paper Mario has the most complex story out of all of them.
Not to say Thousand Year Doors isn't decent, it's just not quite as in-depth. Like, the characters aren't given
I prefer
full
Thousand Year
backstories
Door,
like
but
Super does.
But Super, it is a lot more.
I think Super was the first Paper Mario game I actually beat. Because the Shadow Queen gave me so much shit in Thousand Year Door that I wasn't able to beat it for the longest time.
I
eventually did,
my last
and I've also
playthrough,
conquered the pit at this point.
I haven't finished her my last playthrough because like she kept spamming the same fucking move, so I gave up. I've only beaten the game like twice. Super Paper Mario I've only done once.
I think I've beaten Super twice.
Yeah, because like Super Paper Mario for some reason I keep stopping halfway through, and my latest save on the Wii, I haven't been able to continue over like a few years because my Wii stopped reading discs a while ago. We haven't really looked into getting that fixed, although I was told that it might be better to just get a replacement Wii. Oh well.
Might just be better off buying a Wii U at this point, although that would actually more expensive because that console didn't last.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I thought about like maybe getting a Wii U as like a replacement Wii since it can do most of the stuff a Wii can, but you know.
The only thing it can't really do is GameCube stuff, which
sucks
if you have Sonic Zero Gravity, but whatever.
I mean, like, even after I had the Wii, most of the time I played GameCube games on the actual GameCube. Now I can only use the GameCube.
So I had no problem pretty much abandoning the Wii in the garage, and because there's a transfer utility. You just transfer all your save data from your Wii to your Wii U, and you get all your virtual console games
my Wii's
and save data and all that.
I mean, like, I do that, but my Wii's SD card slot's broken too.
You have got the most beat-up Wii I've ever heard.
Yeah, my Wii's been pretty fucked up. I mean, like, all my consoles... The only console I've had that's never fucked up in any way is the GameCube. Like,
on the contrary, I blew up a freaking coin cell battery trying to get that thing to remember the clock.
Like, the Game Boy Colors in my house both have battery issues now. My Game Boy Advance SP... The backlight doesn't work ananymore. Austin's, he threw it in a fit of rage when he was younger, so now there's a black shit on the screen.
Stop breaking it, jackass.
It still works, though. It's just black shit on the screen that gets in the way. The GameCube's just fine. The Wii, as I said, the disc slot and the SD card slot. And my 3DS, at one point, the charging port stopped working. And I've had to get it fixed like once or twice, but it works fine now, except for the 3D effect. I'm not sure how I fucked that up, but the 3D effect, adjusting the depth slider wouldn't turn it off. So I had to go into system settings and permanently disable it, but to be honest, nothing... I was going to say, to be honest, nothing of value was lost, because I barely even used it anyways. You know, like the majority of 3DS
the 2DS family succeeded quite well, so, like, the 3D was nothing special on that console.
Yeah, I mean... all the 3DS stuff is done okay. I mean, considering their only competition's been the Vita.
Well, now the Switch is technically competing.
Now
with
the
it in
Switch
some
is, and
way,
people
so-
are being all, the 3DS needs to die, and I'm just like, I don't
Well,
really...
it's pretty much dead already. I think the only thing
Yeah,
that thing is
I
receiving
know
is
it's
like
slowly
ports
dying,
and, like,
but I know it's slowly
small
dying,
games and
but
shit.
projects
that were
I don't
close to
really
completion.
care if games are on what system a game is on. I just want, you know, good games, and as long as I own the system, really, that's all I care about. I'm sure I'll
I
get
just
a
want
Switch
Luigi's
eventually.
Mansion 3 to be good, so I have an excuse to stop playing Dark Moon.
I'm sure I train on
It's
if it won't be the same on the
because I've always
Switch.
had a bit of an issue with oh, how you call it?
Dark Moon?
No, it's not an issue with Dark Moon. It's an issue with the console itself. It's just not comfortable for me to hold for long periods of time. And the
really
shoulder
depends
buttons
on
have
what you
started to
play.
act up on me, which, you know, the shoulder buttons are pretty important for playing Luigi's Mansion, so...
It really depends on the game for me, because, like, some games I can play for hours on the 3DS, and others I can't. Like, virtual console games, those are when I really start to cramp up. Ugh. But yeah,
so it's not comfortable for me to
people
play
complain about
a lot
stuff
of
coming onto the
3DS
3DS,
games at
but
this
one
point.
thing I wonder about is why is it that when they're localizing the last several games and bringing them out of Japan, people are complaining then. Like,
Have I found the dungeon, or is that a spawner thing?
I mean, like, I appreciate that some companies are getting the rest of the stuff, but one argument I don't understand is how when some companies are bringing the last
that's
of their
spawner.
games over to the 3DS, they aren't dubbing it and just leaving it in the Japanese audio, and people are calling it lazy localization. Even though they could spend
Just
more
because
time
they
with the
didn't
games.
bother to add voice acting? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, even though if they don't add voice acting, they could spend more time with the game itself. So I never really understood that argument.
Well,
It
as somebody
never-
who sunk an ungodly amount of time into the Sims franchise, I think I'm justified in saying voice acting doesn't mean shit as long as you understand what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, as long as the games are still good, that's all that matters.
Well, speaking of the Sims and porting, I really wish the Sims 4 would come out on Switch. Just so I had a Sims game to play portably. But it's just EA doesn't want to do it because EA was just like, oh, our games aren't selling well on Switch. We're just not going to bother anymore. And that was because they were selling titles that had freaking problems with, like, you needed to download half the game just to get the single player content and blah blah blah.
Well, yeah,
Basically,
EA
EA was just being a stupid bitch about it, but
Well,
whatever.
EA is dumb. That's something most people can agree on.
Yeah, they aren't really worth the time of day anymore. Which is why I've not ever bought anything in The Sims 4. Just satiated with The Sims 3. I don't need another game in the franchise at this point.
Yeah.
I'd like it if there was a good Sims game again, but whatever. I can live with just playing 3 for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody's gonna make a freaking mod that completely overhauls the game and makes it playable again. There's gonna be an open RCT 2 for The Sims 3 eventually. It's just not gonna happen for another decade or so because The Sims 3 is still kind of new compared to where RCT is at this point.
Yeah.
I say kind of new when it first came out in 2009, but you get my point. It didn't come out in 1999 is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
1999 is when this first Sims game came out, and that has aged like poop. Except in the graphics department, it still has kind of a charming art style.
Yeah. And let's look into those things like craft.
Like, honest to God, sometimes I'll boot up The Sims and then play it for like an hour and then get bored of it. But I do it just because I remember, man, that game looked so unique. Even today it looks really unique, because like games don't do that isometric combine sprites with models anymore, because just technology doesn't need that in order to look good, so...
Well, I got into a depressing conversation about nuclear winter. How's your day?
We were just going
Why am
on
I not
about
surprised that that was a conversation you just had?
We were just going on about video games and about how EA sucks.
Oh, yeah. I was...
EA
my dad
games
was at-
suck at everything.
My dad asked me, so did you hear what happened? What's going on with India and Pakistan? And I was just like, no. He's like, yeah, they're about fucking ready to annihilate each other at any second.
Oh,
Both
God.
nuclear powers.
World politics, they suck so much because politics in general suck. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something happy and cheery.
So, like, happy?
Porn.
I
was gonna say
porn.
I was gonna say Cheeseball's death, but okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it unites us all, okay? Under one common flag of liking it. Except for, weird people whose fetish is not having a fetish.
The internet is for porn, according to Avenue Q.
I mean,
Sure, if you want to demonetize my entire channel before even giving me the chance to monetize it, sure.
No, you don't
That
even
baby
have to
creeper
do it.
that just exploded.
No,
No,
you don't even have
napalm
to...
creeper. That napalm
No,
creeper
no.
that just exploded is basically YouTube, and the bigger one next to it was my channel.
No, I'll
gonna
demonetize
frickin'
your video
nuke
just
me
by saying that
before
there's
I
a
have a
little kid
chance.
playing Minecraft with us that's 5 years old.
oh no.
Just because
Oh,
there's a kid
no.
playing with us, it'll be demonetized.
That is true.
Just
what the
because I
fuck?
mentioned that one of my co-coms was 12 at one point, I'm demonetized, even though they're not 12 anymore.
As soon as you're just like, oh man, I want to make money, YouTube's just like, demonetized.
Yeah. That's why
The only reason
this
I have
channel is not going to be
monetization
anything more
on
than a
my
hobby
channel
for
is
me for the
because I
foreseeable
heard that
future.
it's more likely for your videos to get recommended when you are. And like, I've only been hit. I've had some videos that are ineligible, but that's mostly for copyright crap. So I'm not really concerned there. But like, at least
Honestly,
once
if I wanted to make money on YouTube, I'd just start an entire new channel. It seems like it'd be easier to work my way from the
Yeah.
ground up.
At least once
Yeah.
I've gotten something saying that your video will receive little to no ads.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like YouTube is shooting themselves in the foot half the time, so it's whatever.
Yeah, but
They're
the thing
walking
is,
on
no matter
eggshells pretty much all
matter
the
YouTube
time
fucks
these
up,
days.
people
They're
don't
walking
leave.
on-
People stay on YouTube, no matter how big YouTube screw-ups are. They
Well, that's
stay.
because
Nobody
a
goes.
proper competitor to YouTube doesn't exist, and it won't
Yeah, I
exist
mean-
for the foreseeable future just because of
I mean,
the
yeah, Bidme
infrastructure
never had a
requirements in
chance.
order to
And
set something
they
like
pretty
that
much
up.
fucking gave up. They pulled out of the competition, pretty much.
Okay, I mean, you can censor me with Crab Brave, but I feel like if Pornhub made a video service, everybody would use it because they're honestly the better video streaming company. They don't,
I thought people were already doing that, honestly.
They
I have a feeling that was mostly for the lulz, though, and that if people
Yeah, but,
seriously
like,
started
there
using
are
the
people
platform,
that
they'd end up
post-
in a similar
There
hole
are
to
a
YouTube
lot of
eventually.
people that post not porn to Pornhub. Like, I keep hearing about it. I keep seeing screenshots. People
It's
posting
not-
porn.
Let me put it this way. They give out these, apparently, this is a meme, I didn't know about it, but apparently they give out these jackets to people that reach a certain amount of subscribers. One guy got a jacket for like, and he doesn't post anything inappropriate. He's just like, going out with my girlfriend, having a fun time, not explicit. Going out,
like,
and volunteering at X and X building.
Yeah, I heard about somebody doing like all this stuff.
Somebody who starts a Pornhub channel and just does charity events on it, just streams himself like working at soup kitchens and Goodwill and
Here's my
stuff.
Pornhub
The one
video.
that-
I'm doing community service today.
So here's the
You have
funny
been
thing.
found guilty of uploading 200 terabytes of child pornography to Pornhub. You're due to pay off your deed. You need to upload all of your community service hours to Pornhub. And I'm just like, what?
Community service.
Hey, we have to
Replace all of your content with like good
Upload that scene
content.
of them dropping the soap in the shower too.
And the reason that I'm talking all confused like is because the judge is also confused. He's just like, what am I
Tell
even
Gary not to
saying?
drop those. Tell Gary not to drop those doubloons, if you know what I mean.
So, no, but like, It seems to me like everybody's kind of searching for something better than YouTube, but they haven't found it yet in an acceptable place.
I don't think you're. I'm not sure whose voice I'm hearing, but I don't think that's Desmo.
Hey,
Sounds like
Desmo's
Gordon
in the
Ramsay.
call. He was streaming video from his phone for some reason.
Well, that voice I'm hearing coming from Desmo
Sounds like Gordon
doesn't
Ramsay.
sound like Desmo.
Gordon Ramsay, is that you?
And I can barely even hear him.
Gordon.
I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been.
And Mike
I'm
won't
fucking
shut up.
lost.
I'll let him in.
Aw.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been. All I just know is that I'm stuck in this dungeon.
So who are you and what have you done with Desmo?
Trying to talk.
I'm gonna need to turn this guy's voice up. I can't even fucking hear.
Hey,
You're gonna regret that decision.
test. Test.
Test!
I can,
Testicle!
yes, I can hear you. What are you going on about?
You guys.
We're playing Minecraft.
I'm lost. Oh, this is better. I'm not lost. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.